We are always having Meekah sit and wait at all boundaries. I'm going to bring her a little closer in case you can't see her in the shadows. Okay, sit. Every gateway, every curb, every doorway. Have her sit and wait, step through. This is your boundary, not hers. She waits till you come back next to you, or she waits till you come back next to her, and then you say, okay, and you move through slowly, and you might even have to tap a little bit because most dogs are used to rushing through boundaries and, okay, come on. And, you know, being excited when they first come out on the street, it's the walk, and they're all excited, and they pull you out through the front door and down the stairs, or down the sidewalk, driveway, and through the gate. So we don't want that to happen anymore. Okay, sit. We got a curb here. We're going to do the curb the way we always do it every day. That's why she's so good at it, because we practice this every day. And actually, I practice this at every curb. And then, okay, the way I do it here is I start the walk over here, and she's on the clock in training mode as she walks across the street next to me. Over here, one last sit, and then go. She's free, and now the walk starts. And why don't you show the people, pan to your left there, show Meekah, not concerned about that. Come, but I'm going to call her away from any distractions. I know that you guys told me that she had lunged at humans before as well on the street. So I just had that opportunity to call her away from some people, but you see how quickly she calms down. In the beginning of the walk, how calm she is if you do this every day. We have another dog showing up. Oh, look, it's a dog right behind us. I don't know if Meekah's even seen that little dog yet. Come. I'm just going to call her away from every dog she sees. That's what I've been doing for a while here. And come. But you can see she's very unconcerned. But this is the outcome of doing this for a month. And of course, when she first started coming out here, she had that leash aggression with other dogs on the street that she came here for. That was one of her issues. But practicing come, calling her away over and over again every time we came out here, starting the walks so that she's calm when she hits the street, and then practicing with dogs every day, always calling her away and doing what you just see here now. Like, you start to get a pretty calm dog over time. Okay, let's go this way. You want to keep doing that, calling her away from every dog you see, and which means you have to be vigilant when you're out on a walk, because of her previous issue, you never want her to go back to doing that. So the way that I had such a quick change in just a month is that I taught her the really solid recall with no distractions, and then I gradually built up calling her away from a dog from 50 yards away and closer, and then that just became what she does here out on the street in our neighborhood. And she probably can't remember doing anything else. Actually, we started practicing this from the first day that I brought her out on the street. So this is what, in her mind, what she does here when she sees other dogs. She's cool here because we implemented the system here, and that's all she knows. See, the leash is loose. She's not pulling to go over to that little dog. Good girl. I'm going to give her a reward if she turns away. But you want to just be really on top of things and hopefully see the dog before she sees the dog, because then you just get ready. You got left hand leash, right hand reward. As soon as she spots a dog, you plug in the new response, the appropriate response, which now is to turn away, come back to you, and become desensitized to other dogs like you see here. Instead of her seeing the dog first, her barking before you spot it, pulling and all that kind of stuff. You need to plug in the appropriate response by doing the command right when she sees the dog. We are hanging out on the street. Oh, look, there's a dog just popped up. Come. Good. We are calling her away from every dog. And the last dog was a little dog. This time it's a big dog. Come. See how I'm drawing her away. Good. This dog's rather excitable and kind of jumpy. So it's a good dog to practice with. And getting really close. See how she's not really interested? Come. But I'm still going to call her away. If she doesn't respond right away, I'm going to tap and back away like you just saw me do. And then she gets a reward for turning away. As you can see, like the interest in other dogs is greatly diminished. And you just keep practicing this, and every time you do this and she has this good girl, this reaction to a dog in the street, you're just closer and closer to the time where you don't even have to call her to come to you, and she just doesn't care about other dogs anymore on the street. But remember, a big part of that is that the leash is always loose. You're always calling her away before she gets excited. So really all about the details and timing, making sure you're calling her away from those distractions, people, dogs, whatever it is, skateboarders, before she has a reaction, and that's how, over time, the reaction fades away, because it gets replaced by the appropriate response that you practice. Good girl. Okay, I'm going to practice a little sit stay here in the middle of a lot of activity. Sit, see how she can do. It's always harder for dogs to do their stays out in public with all these noises. You can walk past, it's okay. People, carts, look at that. There's a cart that's going to really close to us. In this case, good, as it passes by. You're never restraining her, because if you have to force her to be there, well, that's not dog training, obviously. So you can give her a reward as something's passing by, like this, and it will keep her calm enough so she can handle staying in the sit stay. This is a great sit stay she's doing. She's actually settling in, and I think she's slipping on this floor. So I'm going to reward her. Good. Also, you saw how I did it. Okay, I'm going to release her. Okay. So with the sit stay, see how I do that little turn? Sit. If she's been on free time for a while and you want to bring her back onto the clock, you can just start with a little turn, which really helps get her head in the right place, and have her sit. You're never repeating the command, of course. If she doesn't sit right away, just apply a little bit of pressure like this. You're not jerking, popping, or hanging. It's just a little bit of pressure, and her butt will go down. Never repeat the command. Stay is built in. If she gets up before you release her, okay, let's pretend I was practicing that and she popped up before I released her because something triggered that. You're going to say no. You're going to step into her and just gently but firmly reset her like that. Very gentle but firm. And there's no corrections or muscling at all. If she makes mistakes, just reset her and try it again. You can say okay and she's going to walk with you, or to release her, or to release her completely off the clock and let her have free time. You just pat her chest with your right hand, say go, and she's free. Okay. Down. Sometimes she's not great doing her down stays when there's a lot of stuff going on, so you may not have seen it. Since I anticipated that she wouldn't go straight down with that command, I helped her a little bit at the same moment that I said down. I helped her ease her down just a little bit. I didn't force her down, I just helped her a little bit. That's the way you want to do it if you have her, if you're having issues with the down stay, where she's not just dropping down right away with your command. For a while, ease her down with your left foot at the same moment that you say down. Don't say down, wait for her to ignore you, make a mistake, and then force her down, because you'll get stuck in that pattern forever. You want to down, do it all at once, and then very quickly you won't have to do this part, because all she knows is she hears that command and she does it right away. Just in case that does happen to you. Just like sit, stay is built in, so you don't have to say stay. We don't say stay. And a basic down stay is where she accepts you walking all the way around her. Of course, we're also practicing with all these distractions as well. Carts and all kinds of things are going past. Good, she gets a big reward for that. We've been practicing here for a while, so she's getting pretty good at ignoring these distractions through a lot of practice. And this type of calmness, good, carries over to other situations in her life, such as seeing dogs or skateboarders out in public. So really the byproduct of practicing her commands and her stays in a place where there's a lot going on, the byproduct is you release her out of this. Okay, sit, always have her sit. Release her from a calm sit stay, exactly like that from a down. Go, now she's free. The byproduct is every time we do something like this, we end on a success like that. She keeps a little bit more calmness in her every time we do this, and the things that used to bother her don't bother her anymore because she's not as reactive as she used to be. Way more focused. Okay, walking Meekah up to somebody, sit. You're gonna have her do this greeting routine with this person. So I stepped away from her, handed him a treat. Go say hi, send her over. Come, call her back to me. She gets a treat, call her back to me. Good, step into her, have her sit. And if she doesn't sit right away, you know how she is about doing commands sometimes. You just have to hold on to that leash tension like you saw me do. I'm not hanging her, I'm not popping her a lot. I'm just applying just steady pressure. Her butt hits the ground and I release it immediately. So that's what you'll do. Never repeat the command. All she knows is she heard it once and she ended up there. That's why her sit is so much better now than before. Go say hi. She goes over, she gets a treat from this person. Come, wearing a hat. Good, that used to scare her. Step into her, have her sit. We're gonna do it one last time. She really likes playing this game. You can tell she's having fun. Nope. She breaks out of that sit stay. You say no. You just do that little reset, do over, do with your body. You step into her and do that circle, reset her. Make sure she really waits. She bops up before you actually release her. Just do a little tap with the leash. It'll make her go right back. And always keep this leash loose. You're never restraining her. So it's always loose. Pat her chest with your right hand and say, go say hi. One last time. Come. Call her back. Good. So this exercise helps her become more and more relaxed with people on the street. If you want to do it on the street, you can also do it in your yard, or you can do it by your, in front of your house to people that come over. Also, if she had any kind of jumping issue, teaches the dog. Doing this over and over again every day with different people has taught her not to jump. There's no reason for her to jump. She gets a treat down there. She gets petted. If she does jump, everybody here that I work with is going to go like this. No. She gets no attention for jumping. Nobody says her name. Nobody corrects her. That's why she's learned there's no payoff for jumping anymore. And she's way more likely to stay down there on all 4 feet, get all the love and the treats and all that, and there's no reason to jump anymore. And so if you have that issue at all after she's back with you and I'm not there, it's just nope. You teach her that behavior, makes everything stop. You stay down on all 4 feet, you get treats, you get petted, and that's the place to be. And you can see how that's working. Okay, come on. Sit. When you're doing this mat exercise, you lead her up to the mat, you have her sit. With your right hand, you're gonna pat her chest and say, go to your mat. You're gonna walk her over. Okay, it's okay, sweetie. And then you're gonna say down. She doesn't love to do this, but I think that if you do it even for a couple minutes a day, good. It really helps all the other training come together, because this down stay also improves her overall stay, so that helps her sit stay as well. And continuing to do this in your house or your yard, no, make sure she doesn't touch your hand. Good. See how I said no and she pulled back? Make sure that she waits until you withdraw. You place the reward on the mat, you withdraw, and she takes it off the mat. All we're doing right here is just a simple down stay where she accepts me walking around her both ways, and then she gets rewarded. Notice how I kind of slide in like this. No. Good. I don't come to her like this. I'm not, in that way you would kind of tease her to pop up and take the treat. So you saw the way I did it. I just take a treat out of my pouch and I slide in and I come towards her like that. So actually, I think it's easier for you to do as well. just physically, and you don't have to overextend your body and do this. You just kind of be normal and walk up to her. You're kind of above her. Nope. Place it on the mat. Good. Say good when she takes it. And also, if you're in the house or in a fenced yard, you can walk farther away. I'm going to walk over there, so you might have to go this way so that these don't get in your way. I'm going to try to make her make a mistake, get her to make a mistake. So she popped up, and I'm going to say no. And I'm just going to save my back here and see what I did. I just pulled on a leash to make it a little bit shorter so I'd have some tension to step on, but I really didn't need it because she put herself back. So if you're going to do something that you think might be difficult for her to handle, like a downstay like this, with me walking farther away, and I'm going to go out that gate as well. If you're going to do that, it's okay to remind her in tough situations what to keep doing. So before I do it, I'm going to remind her down. I'm going to step over here. I'm going to open this gate. See how I'm opening the gate, stepping out like this, show her. So this is a gate that she's used to running up to, following us to leave, or coming up to the gate when we come back in the yard. So that was really good. No. Good. You know, there's all kinds of things you can do in your environment, in your household. You can do wider circles. You can go to different places. And I'm just going to really quickly do this. And when she doesn't get up, you reward her in the same way every time. Nope. Make sure she waits until you put the reward down there. No. Good. If she gets up and makes a mistake, you say no. If she doesn't leave the mat, you just put her back like you saw me do a couple minutes ago. If she does leave the mat, you go grab the leash, you just say no, you stay calm, step into her, reset her on the mat, put her back. Don't say down again. You already said down once. So the goal is, even if she's here for a few minutes, she needs to stay there with that first down. Never repeat a command, and that's the only way you'll have it over time. You'll have it every time you say it the first time. She's waiting to be released. The only way she gets off this mat, or out of any downstay, of course, is she waits till you come back next to her, you pat your leg and say, okay, lead her off the mat, have her sit, and then we're going to release her with our right hand. Go, and she's free. Always pick up this mat, because it's not a doggy bed, it's not to hang out on, it's only for this one thing. It's only for this one exercise. It's sacred. It's like the doggy meditation mat. And you put her on the ground, go get her from somewhere, make sure she's on a leash, and she sits and waits to be allowed to go on. And then make sure that when you take her off, that you take her somewhere, or somebody else picks up the mat before she runs back. She's going to want to run back. If you let her be free, she's going to run back and hang out on it. So that will kind of destroy the level of focus that we're trying to achieve by using this mat for just one thing. She only goes on with your permission, she only comes off with your permission, and that's it.